Selling a car usually feels like a straightforward transaction. You find a buyer, negotiate a price, and drop the keys into their hand. But there is a silent delay built into the process. A gap of days or weeks exists between the moment the vehicle drives away and the day the government officially transfers the registration. If the new buyer takes your old car and, during this bureaucratic limbo, wraps it around a tree, the transaction is suddenly thrown into question. You no longer have the car, and the buyer isn't the legal owner yet. This raises a difficult question. Who is actually responsible for the financial ruin? This narrow window between physical possession and legal registration is a contested space. It is a legal vacuum where the protection of an insurance policy can suddenly vanish right when a driver needs it most. Consider the case of Miss Karni Paints. They were the registered owners of a Toyota Corolla Altis, protected by a comprehensive insurance policy with a declared value of 9.50 lakh rupees. The car was in the middle of an exchange through a dealership when it was involved in a severe accident in Patiala. Following the crash, the owners filed a claim for the full insured value, expecting the policy they had paid for to cover the loss. However, ICICI Lombard rejected the claim. Their justification was technical. They argued the original owner no longer had an insurable interest in the vehicle. The insurance company contended that because the car had already been handed over to a new buyer through the dealer, the seller had effectively given up their right to the insurance payout. It's a logic that leaves consumers in a dangerous position, holding a worthless asset while a paid-up insurance policy suddenly becomes void. The insurer's defense relied on physical evidence. Using the dealer's sale tracker, they mapped the car's journey from owner to dealer to buyer. The lower commission agreed, ruling the car was already sold because the physical transfer happened before the crash. This interpretation treated ownership as something that shifts the moment the keys change hands, rather than waiting for the legal paperwork to catch up. If this standard were to hold, any person waiting on a registration transfer would be driving without a safety net, holding a policy that could be invalidated the moment they intend to sell the car. The case eventually reached the National Consumer Disputes Redressal Commission for a final determination on what it actually means to own a car. To settle the dispute, the National Commission turned to a landmark Supreme Court precedent from 2020, the case of Surendra Kumar Balawe. That ruling was built entirely on a single rigid definition found in Section 230 of the Motor Vehicles Act. According to the law, the owner isn't necessarily the person with the keys. It is strictly the person in whose name the vehicle stands registered with the government. This creates a clash. One side argues whoever holds the keys is the owner. The other insists the law only cares about the government title. The commission ruled ownership isn't shifting. Verbal handshakes cannot override the black and white registration certificate. As long as the seller's name was on the registration, they remained the owner, meaning their insurance coverage was still very much in effect. Ultimately, the National Commission overturned the previous ruling, declaring the insurance company's denial of the claim to be unjustified. ICICI Lombard was ordered to pay the original owner the assessed 7.50 lakh rupees for the vehicle, along with additional compensation and legal costs. This verdict sets a clear boundary for every vehicle owner. Handshake deals and dealer sale trackers do not complete a transaction in the eyes of the law. Until that government paperwork officially changes names, you are still legally responsible for the car, but you are also still entitled to the protection of the insurance you've paid for. In the high-stakes world of auto insurance, possession isn't 9/10 of the law. The only thing that truly counts is whose name is on the registration.
Zuber & Company, fire forensic experts and forensic engineers. Seeking answers from ashes. Seeking answers.